Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to AZ Quad Riders. Tony and Rich here. I'm Tony, this is Rich, and it's a special day. Today's Rich's birthday. Rich's birthday.
Happy birthday.
That's right. He is 27 years old today. This is the face of a person that he's been ridden hard, putting up with. This is the man who has been beating himself to death for 27 years, and you look like this. Our advice, don't live his lifestyle, okay? Go free, live healthy. So,
don't drink.
That's right. Isn't that a, yeah. Okay, so we are here today to talk about Rich's new, what would you call it?
New to me.
New to me. So about a year and a half, 2 years ago, Rich went the dark side and drug all of us with him, from riding on top of our quads to sitting inside side-by-sides. But we gotta say, I like it. He was ahead of his time. They're more expensive and all that good stuff, but I enjoy the side.
Easier on the body.
I enjoy the side-by-side. The older we get, it's pretty nice. So, Rich found a deal on this one here, and I'm telling you the truth. He's gonna lie right now, but I'm telling you the truth. The other one was a 750. This one's a 1000 cc. Bill and I have 1000s, and he could not be left behind. I don't care what he says. All right, that's the bottom line. But it's all good. It's all good.
It's all about horsepower.
We still love him for it anyway. And since Rich leads the pack on driving up the hills because he's got balls of steel, we're absolutely fine with it. Okay, so this is a 2012 Arctic Cat
Wildcat 1000.
Wow.
It's a twin V. This is the first year Arctic Cat came out with this model. They had the Prowler, I think it was prior to this. It was a bench seat, if I remember, instead of bucket seats like what this was. They were, from my reading, they were 4 years in researching, developing this one. What they were trying to do is they were looking at the Baja truck racing, off-road racing circuit, and getting ideas from what they were doing with their vehicles, and came back.
How many mileage or hours does it have?
It's got 3,300 miles on it.
For 2012?
I think
that's really good.
Yeah, I'm gonna say for as old as it is, we were just looking at it. When I picked it up, the guy that had it was the original owner, elder than me.
Wow.
The trip meters had never been tripped, so the trip meters were showing what the speedometer was, or the odometer was reading also.
Very cool.
Which I thought was kind of odd.
Because we trip everything. We zero it every time we get in.
Yeah. But yeah, it's really ahead of its time back. It was ahead of its time back in 2012.
Still, it's a good looking machine. I was leery of Wildcats, of Arctic Cats, because to me, the only ones I saw were older, and they look cheap and flimsy. This does not. This is built well. So we're going to get into it now, and we'll talk about it, and then we'll close things up. So here we go. Let's take a quick look, shall we? Okay, so here we are. We're going to look at the front. So talk to me, Rich. What do you got here?
Okay, we've got, the tires aren't that big. They're these are 27 14-inch rims. It still has a 13-inch clearance, even though it's got small tires on it.
Wow.
A lot of people have gone to 30 inches. You've got the clearance on it.
Raise the clearance even more.
They've been talking about, a couple of them was talking about it back east where they do the swamp riding and that, and you got the mud, that there's really no fender over the tire. Some have modified over this area, put a fin on it to keep the mud off the front end of it.
Yeah, but here in Arizona, we don't get a lot of mud.
No.
No, we don't.
When we do find it, we have fun with it.
And we have dust. Boy, do we have dust. Okay.
It's got twin A-frame, front suspension with Walker Evans shocks. It has, I think, 16-inch travel or 14-inch travel in the front.
Good.
It's got 16 in the back, and that disc brakes all the way around.
Disc brakes in 2012. Really that's good.
Well thought out. If you look at everything around there, is 1.5 or 2-inch tubing, and that's all frame. They call it exoskeleton frame. Exoskeleton frame.
I remember that from Ghostbusters.
Power steering. The downside on this is that it does not have a tight turning radius.
Yes, we just witnessed that.
We were just trying to pull a U-turn and we jumped a curve.
We went over the curve. Tight turning radius comes in handy in an off-road vehicle. Didn't they realize that? Well, what do you want? They're all snowmobile people. So let's zoom in on this right here, because which one to make everybody know.
On that.
He has a 1000, baby, a 1000 V-twin. So that's good. And I can attest to it. This thing runs pretty damn fast.
The headlights on them are LED, which was kind of ahead of its time back in 2012. So there's no radiator in the front. It's in the rear. We'll show that later.
All right, moving around.
It does have a
look at these doors open.
That opens up kind of what I'm going to say a suicide door.
Yeah.
It does have netting for the bottom.
You know, really, I hate to say it.
For the top,
I hate to say it, Rich.
Redone.
I hate to say it, but it's kind of girly doors. They're rather girly. I mean, you know, it's not real macho opening backwards like that, but okay, it works.
But bucket seats, high bucket seats. These are nice, comfortable. It's got the seat belt on it.
Yeah.
It does have a tilt steering on it.
Tilt steering, cool.
The shifter on it is just a straight. There's no side. It's just you got park, reverse, neutral, high, low.
Mine doesn't have a park.
Yes.
So there you go.
Come to find out that there's a disadvantage to that, especially on something like this.
Huh.
Because if you put it in park and on an incline or decline, it can jam.
Yeah.
So you can't get it out.
You got to fight it. Yeah.
And that, like I was saying, the radiator's back here. It's got 2 fans blowing on it to keep it cool. So it basically sit right above the engine. It's got what they call a 5-link rear suspension on each rear tire. You've got 2 trailing arms and you got 3 side arms to keep it aligned. Nice. The idea of this is that as it's moving, it's keeping the tire up and down instead of it curving.
Cool.
Like the standard A-frame and that. So it's got a single exhaust system, stainless steel. That's
really heavy duty though when you look at it. That is really heavy duty on that.
I mean, it's the right here is an anti-sway bar back under here. So here, a lot of people will take those off to get them a little bit more suspension movement.
Very cool. And getting his own plate here soon enough.
It's got a small bed. I call it a bed or a trunk. It's not that big. I have put this on here. I've got it bolted down once. I'm gonna put some more bolts on it just to throw some stuff in there. So case tools.
Yeah, or safety gear, things like that.
Like that.
Yeah, she's pretty hot. Pretty good.
Gas tank is right here. Clutch pack is right there. It's got breathers for there. One thing I do like about it is location of the gas cap. Most of them you will find
they got them buried
down there behind the door or into the door. Listen, you can get a good sized 5-gallon gas tank. You can tip it right on in.
Very nice. So the inside looks pretty cool. It's a little old and outdated, but it's, you know, everything's functional. It's got some pretty neat features when you press some buttons on the display there. You can switch it to RPM, to your miles per hour as far as the gauge. It goes up and down, or it has digital. It's actually pretty nice. Rich got his radio hooked up. He did not when we took it out for its first ride a few days ago. But all in all, man, I liked it. I was making fun of it when I first heard about it, his adventure. But I saw it in action, and try not to fall on my ass here. I saw it in action, and she runs good, runs strong. It's a good-looking machine. And for the price he paid, he got a good deal on it, and why the hell not? You know, it's a couple years newer than his other one, and we just got to do something about that turning radius.
All the features that it has on it, they have newer features on the newer ones, so there's a little bit more travel. I think they got push button suspension on the newer ones.
They probably got a lot of complaints on the turning radius and had to address it.
Turning radius, they have come out with some aftermarket stuff to correct that, so you can limit it or get it down to a tighter turning radius on that.
Yeah, well, so there she is. Not much more to say on this one, but it's pretty nice. I mean, it really is. It really is. I mean, the guy took care of it, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
The guy who had it, the first dude, took good care of it, the only owner. So second owner, and was it 12 years old, 13, whatever the hell it is, I can't do math.
13.
Yeah. I think they're very proud of their Arctic Cat logo right there. Look at that, even on the muffler. Very cool.
Research on the display. It has like a tachometer, speedometer, gas gauge. It has a few other things. If you go into the settings, let me bring it up here and I'll read it, what I found.
This information was off of, what is it? Hot Rod Forum. The Wildcat has 2 buttons on the bottom of the display. Push left one for 2 to 3 seconds, or until it changes. It will flip from the kilometers to miles, so you can have it either way, whichever way you want. I also recently learned if you hold both buttons until the screen changes about 10 to 15 seconds, your monitor, or you can monitor the cooling temperature and some other things. What I did is I went through, and I'll include some pictures of the display, but basically you got one display, it shows the fuel. Another one, it says, on mine it has like EACT, but actually it's a TAC. Another one is speedometer. There's one that has, it looks like it's, when I was reading about it, I was trying to find out what these abbreviations meant. Nobody talks about it. They just have the abbreviations. This one is a TPC, and I'm not sure what, when they were talking about it, they were talking about the idle RPM, when you're at idle, what it would be set at, and by adjusting the idle, your throttle cable on that. Another one is BARO, and I don't know if that's a barometer or what. I'll have to see if I can find some more. If you guys know something about it, please leave a note. Another one is air. There's another one that had, it was displaying BA, looks like a EE, but it's actually its battery. It shows the voltage and that. And then you have the coolant temperature. When I was looking or reading it, supposedly it's supposed to be able to give you fuel, and I'm thinking that what the fuel display is supposed to show you what your fuel pressure is. When I had it running, most of these pictures are when it was just this key was just turned on. It wasn't, the engine wasn't running. The fuel was showing 1. When I did start it up afterwards, it was jumping between 1 to 2 to 3. I don't know if that's 1 to 2, 3 pounds. To me, that sounds a little light, but hopefully get some input on what these other ones. I'm going to post this on YouTube. I'm linked to a couple of the Arctic Cat forums. You can, if you know what these things mean, please send a note so I can add it up or add it into it.
Very cool.
Thank you very much.
All right, anything else you got to say?
That's about it.
That's going to wind it up. We'll see you. You'll see a lot of videos with us riding this thing. We got some rides coming up, but it's hot in Arizona. It is the end of May. And
in the low hundreds right now.
Yeah, we're sweating out here. It's 12 o'clock, so it's already almost 100 degrees. So, but it's going to get worse. June and July, the end of it gets worse. So it's on the horizon. So yes, we won't be riding too much this summer. We're going to try and do some rides up north, maybe get out of this damn heat.
Get up in the mountains.
Yeah, up in the mountains where it's cool. So until then, Tony and Rich from AZ Quad Rider just showing off the new ride. Yeah, just showing off the new ride. All right, everybody have a good day. And please like and subscribe. Help us grow our channel. We sure appreciate it. Talk to you next time. Bye-bye.